Bagfuel, baby.
A's LLC. Yeah. I know about it, but what's the purpose? Like, why? How are people just setting them up to sell them to somebody who needs them?
I mean, that appears to be the strategy.
Because why? I don't like it's money exchanging. Like, is there a range to purchase somebody else's company?
I don't like
in
to
this
go
way?
too old because it gets super expensive. I try to be between like 6 months and like 2 years. If you form a brand new LLC and Inc. file, it's what, $275, $300? Mm-hmm. If you buy an age one, it's like $700. So I think, to answer your question, there's a person buying 100 and then they're making that spread.
But that's cheap. $700 about age one.
Right.
That's a nice that's a BS investment. That's only $500 more.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
And then you buy that, and then what we do is we help you, or we form the EIN for you, so you're not inheriting. Let's say someone.
So you have a new EIN.
You have a new EIN
with an age LLC.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
So it's not connected to the previous person. Yeah. But you wouldn't know that stuff unless you.
We knowing it now.
Yeah.
No shit. We know we wouldn't know that shit.
I was like, new EIN, shit. The way
that new
on
EIN
Instagram,
LLC. That's wild.
Yeah.
Any celebrities you looking to work with or you've worked with already?
I wouldn't even be able to say. I wouldn't be able to say, you know.
I understand what.
But I'd say one of my mentors is Ryan Leslie. He's OG in the game. He's like pivoted from the music space to now he has Superphone and he does a lot with like finance for the youth and stuff like that. So I'd say that's someone I work with.
You worked with him before?
Yeah.
So you was around when he had that whole laptop lawsuit
I wasn't
shit?
there yet, but I know the whole story, bro. I've heard it from the man himself.
So you had to fix some of that residue over? Because I heard it, without being personal.
Right. No, I didn't touch any of that. But he's more so just advising other people on on things that I don't know about. Like I'm not a professional on trading stocks and Forex and stuff like that. My thing is like, let's build the foundation here. Let's get you reporting your rent because you're paying $2,000 every month. You should have that reported on your credit. That when you go to buy a mortgage, they'll see, okay, this person has paid their rent on time for 3 years. Let's get those inquiries off so you're not a high-risk lender. Let's convert all those credit card points to pay your rent. I got I think $5,000 in credit card points that I just used towards my rent last month. But you just wouldn't know. You just wouldn't know these things. And that's how they keep you broke. And I didn't know, until I absolutely had to. I had my back against the wall. I'm like, I have to learn this shit.
What was your first check like? Because you said 6 months. You didn't get
check,
no money.
It was nothing, bro. Like.
What's nothing?
$400 just to remove someone's inquiries. He's a real estate investor. He bought a bunch of houses. He had 20 inquiries. Let me fry all those.
How did that make you feel with that $400?
Yeah, how fast did you get it too?
Oh, it's on Stripe. It's like crack, man. It's like you see that and then a direct deposit in your account. I'm like, oh, this could scale quick. I like this a lot. Yeah, it's clean, man. But I came from the real estate space, so I've been renting apartments in New York City for years. So it's a little bit of a longer process, but more of a hustle. But now I like this because it's laptop money. You're behind a computer.
Does it make more sense to rent or mortgage?
Such a tough question. Okay, here's one thing you have to realize with a lot of the real estate stuff. You have to understand who's telling you. If they're pushing a course or they're going to benefit somehow by them giving you this information, like, just think about that. Like, for example, like the Airbnb, there's a lot of people pushing Airbnb. I've been in Airbnbs. It's an okay investment, but it's a lot of work. So to answer your question, for me personally, I'd rather rent right now. I'll put it to you like this. It's a lot easier to fix a hyperlink than it is to fix a pipe. Unless you're at a certain level, and real estate's great for the tax advantages. If you have 10 and you can depreciate all your assets and report $0 of income every year.
Aside from real estate, what could people who are watching you get into that be able to scale? Because a lot of times people hear real estate, they get nervous or they feel like
I wouldn't
it's daunting.
start there because it's so capital intensive. It's so much bread. You have to buy, let's say a $400,000 house. You got to put down $50,000 to get the house. You got to start with something that produces revenue every single month. I'll tell you some of the people we fund. So we funded a person last week. They transport bodily fluid. They transport blood and urine and all that literally shit. And they get paid by the insurance companies. They do very well. Car rental companies, again, capital intensive, but not as much as real estate. That's like if you have 5 to 10 to invest, you get that fleet on the road, you're making
5
good
to
money.
10 what? Cars.
1,000. Yeah, 5
cars.
5 to 10 cars or 5 to 10,000. You know, you buy a couple cars. What else could you do? Any types of consulting or marketing, because again, that's not super capital intensive. A lot of consulting is just telling people, like you guys could do it.
I do consulting. I just did a consultation on Friday.
Right, exactly. And a lot of it's just giving people permission. Hey, it's okay to do this.
So if I do consultations,
Right.
how can I turn that into money?
I mean, they should be paying you for
No,
your time.
no, I'm saying,
what
but-
type of consulting are you doing?
No, they are paying me.
Yeah,
They're paying me.
as they should.
No, they are paying me, but you said, there are companies that you can, I think you were saying maybe leverage the money that you're making. Maybe I misunderstood because I'm saying like, would I have to then start a consulting company and then say, buy me an old one?
LLC,
Yeah.
Is that what I could do and show I'm making money from these consultations? Buy me an age joint, get me some more funding to do my consultations. Maybe I want to go buy a brick and mortar and do them in there.
That would be a way to do it because the bank would see consistent cash flow you have coming in. What do you consult on? What do you tell people?
Everything entertainment.
Yeah.
So it's business, how to start your record label, how to maintain your company.
Right.
I talked to him about budgets. If you want to be a manager, how to manage, what you need to do, what's the first step.
Oh, you gotta add that funding stream, bro. You gotta teach. So you have the 812 credit already. You gotta be.
But I don't get into the money and because in this industry it gets a little funny.
Yeah.
When you start,
I've heard.
So I don't get into the whole money side of it, but that's what I tell them to do for themselves. So it goes across where if you want to do voiceovers, I even teach them how to build relationships.
Right.
If you want to build relationships in the music business, this is where you go. This is the season when you go. This is what you do. This is why you're going. So every aspect, if you want to be a producer, how I would recommend you getting on, how to start your team, how to realize if your beats is good or not, who you need to mix and merge with to get yourself out there.
Right.
What type of manager that you would be looking for. Stay with your manager, how to choose it. It's so many different things. I just did one here and it went from 1 o'clock to 4:30.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And it was supposed to be from 1 to 3, but it's just it's so much time and so
It's
many
such a
things
competitive
that
business
you want
too.
them to leave with.
What do you mean competitive?
There's so many people vying for such a small amount of spots. Like my cousin's an artist in LA, and I just hear the stories from her. It's like, what my thing is, I want to avoid competition. I want to do things that other people aren't doing. That's why, like, I have an inquiry removal business. You don't know anybody who does just inquiry removal.
No, not
You know, you can't think of a single person.
No.
But guess what? That if I do it, they'll know someone. It's like, okay, like for example, a common mistake everyone gets. So many young people, 21, 22, they're like, I want to make money. I want to be a real estate agent. Like, I don't think that's the right wave. Because guess what? You know 10 other real estate agents, you know? And then you look at the way that money gets split up so many different ways. It's not the most viable thing. So back to your question, I'd say if you're wanting to start a business, avoid competition. It sounds, obvious, but like do something like inquiry removal or transporting bodily fluids or consulting, a specific niche. You sat down with that guy for 3 hours. He probably has other people that could use the same consulting.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So just
That's how I get them too.
right.
I mean, it works the same way with that. Like, yo, he really helped me out, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
I would also say just like another metaphor is like so many people are going for gold. Sell them the picks. Sell them sell them the shovels.
Tell them the buckets.
Right. So many people are doing stuff with marijuana right now. Sell the irrigation systems. Like, be supplementary to somebody else's dream. That's what I do. Someone's like, hey, I want to open an ice cream shop.
Get you money.
Great. Here's the money. I'm just helping to make it happen.
Be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, be helpful. Yeah.